What's up, YouTube? Thanks for joining us for another Bronze to Mythic episode as we try to grind Avatar all the way to the top in the month of December. Let's jump right in. All right, let's see what we're working with. Well, we opened a Mythic that's basically unplayable, but that's okay because we opened Uncommon that's basically a rare. I've said it before and I keep saying it. Team Avatar is incredible. It's a removal spell. It also could just win the game if resolved. And the rest of this pack's pretty weak. I mean, Iguana Parrot's okay. Rebellious Captives and Pretending Poxbearers are okay. Barrels of Blasting Jelly's been decent. Raucous Audience has been good. I think North Pole Patrol is just very okay. And the other uncommons are also just whatever. This is not a pack I expect to wheel basically anything from, and I will just see what we get. It will honestly be a good way to signal. Notable that there's only really two red cards in the pack, and one of them's not really even red. It's Bitter Work, which is two colors. And our black cards are also pretty weak. We have a Pretending Hawksbear and a Lowen Lee. So we'll see what comes back. A lot of blue here, not a lot of white either. All right, let's run it. Team Avatar, here we go. Team Avatar into Invasion reinforcements? Yes, please. I do like Benevolent River Spirit, but we don't know if we're playing blue. We're definitely playing white. Invasion reinforcements has been amazing. Hopefully we wheel something like this Avatar Enthusiasts. Sold Out is a pretty good card in this pack, and Deserter's Disciple's been an overperformer. And this is yet another basically unplayable rare. So not a great start rare-wise, but that's okay. Get a little 1-2 punch of a good uncommon into a good common, or two good uncommons. Fervor. Creatures you control have haste. This card's good, but not crazy. Invasion Submersible is excellent. White Lotus Reinforcements is excellent. Fire Sages is excellent, and Airbending Lesson is excellent. This is tough. On paper, Invasion Submersible is probably the best card. White Lotus Reinforcements goes the most with what we already have. I kind of like just diving into allies here and committing to it early. I think the earlier you can commit to allies, the better it is, as opposed to like a blue-white kind of control-y situation. Yeah, I think I'm going to take White Lotus Reinforcements here with basically double go wide cards already in the hand. Although I think Invasion Submersible, Fire Sages, and Airbending Lesson are all completely valid picks. But I'm going to dip into another color for such a strong card. Glider Staff. Okay, white is wide open. Like, wide open. Glider Staff, 4th pick, is just incredible, and I'm going to take it. Important to note, there's a second Fire Sages here, which is just amazing. And Firebending Lesson's pretty darn good, and the rest of this pack's kind of okay. We're just going to keep taking the white tempo-y value cards. Fancy Footwork is really good in these kind of like go wide white decks. Earth Rumble, I think, is very okay. I'll play it. I'm not in love with it. Lost Days has been really good. First Time Flyer has been really good, but Fancy Footwork is just great. It's a complete blowout very often, and it's a lesson. So often this card basically just says you get to win combat this turn. So, you know. All right, so we're looking for things that go wide. We're looking for early game allies, stuff like the 2/2 that when it attacks you gain a life and scry would be great in our deck. The uncommon 1-drop with vigilance that can sack and give an ally protection. We're not even really too tied to green here. I mean, we could have taken an airbending lesson and basically been mono white so far. But speaking of mono white, if we see the mono white uncommon that says like reach planes you control, make a 1/1 ally, I would grab that up in a heartbeat. Earthbender's Ascension pick 6 is crazy. I put this as an S tier rare. Like, this is a rare that you put in any deck, it can play it. It fixes, it earthbends, it's a late game threat. You basically have to do nothing for it to be good, right? It's a 3-mana tapped 2/2 most of the time that goes and gets a basic land on ETB. If it did nothing else, that would be totally playable. This is a third Fire Sages. Someone's going to have just an absurd red deck. I wish it was me, but I'm very happy taking a 6th pick Earthbender's Ascension. Yeah, we could have 3 Fire Sages at this point, but we wouldn't have Glider Staff or White Lotus Reinforcements or Earthbender's Ascension, right? So we could say this card, and this card could be turned into 3 copies of the 2/2 that Firebends 1 and then puts counters on itself. All of those cards are good. So I'm not too upset about like trading it that way. Here we have a Shared Roots to Ramp, which is kind of not really what our deck's trying to do on turn 2. We have a Forest Cycler, I guess. I mean, this is kind of not an exciting pick. And another unplayable rare, in my opinion. We really didn't open the rares this pack across our entire table. That's okay. Ostrich Horse, or we can just take another Moose Lion, I guess. I'll take another Moose Lion. I think that Zuko's also basically unplayable. We wheeled both Rebellious Captives and Raucous Audience. In a rare situation, I think I'm actually going to take the Captives. It's an ally. It's better with airbending. It makes 2 creatures in the late game. It's really tough. And I'll still take the Audience. I think the ramp is just too good to pass up. I don't like Platypus Bear, and I'm not taking this rare. I'll take Umashu City. There's a ton of green-red, and oh yeah, another Rebellious Captives for sure. Or now we get a Rebellious Captives. That's excellent. I'm not taking a third one. I'm just gonna keep taking Captives. They're good early and good late. Kind of like Moose Lions. All right, I took Umashu City because there's a ton of white-red, red-green, and white-red-green rares that I would be interested in. Wait, is there an Aya rare? Yes, Toph first Metal Bender is the on your end step Earthbend 2 rare, and we are the deck that's in a position to actually be able to do that. I'm going to take the green card here over How to Start a Riot. Or we could just open, whoa, Badger Mole Cub and Earth King's Lieutenant. It's kind of crazy, but I think generally speaking, Earth King's Lieutenant is better for both our deck and in general. Badger Mole Cub, if this was paper, I'm taking it because it's $80. But Earth King's Lieutenant with this many allies, this is why we're taking the Rebellious Captives. Like, you don't need a lot of allies. This card gets out of hand so fast. And sometimes it comes down, has to be removed, but it already gave a 1/1 counter to your whole board. I think it's an easy pick over Badger Mole Cub. Wow. That's Fairies Protection? Yeah, I'll take Teferi's Protection. Total blowout. It's a fog. It gives hexproof to everything essentially. Like it just can absolutely be a total win the game card out of nowhere. Oh, unfortunately, that's a little far away from what we're doing, but that is a really fun build around. Really not a lot I'm like super excited to take here. I'm kind of tempted to just take Jet. Jet is really good. We already maybe are hedging on being able to play red. Triple white is a lot if that's what we're doing here, but we may be able to get to it. And if you can play this card, it's incredible. So I'm going to take it. And look, now we're getting a Toph. Toph is tough. Much better than a Ruffians, which isn't a ally, and a Water Tribe Captain, which doesn't really synergize too well with what we're doing. Toph makes 2 creatures. One of them is an ally. Excellent for Jet. Excellent for Earth King's Lieutenant. Excellent for our Earthbending stuff. Also, I want to see a green-white and a Rumble Arena. Green-white land and a Rumble Arena, because with our Earthbending, especially our Earthbender's Ascension, being able to play a land, put a counter on that, sacrifice it, draw a card, is a very strong combo. Aang Shelter, really good. Oh my. Well, Katara is kind of the other direction of having the cards. We could also take like a Cycle of Renewal, which I rate really highly, but double team Avatar is absurd. If you get both of these resolved and every time you attack with one creature, it basically gets power and toughness equal to double the number of creatures you control, it gets crazy. Even with one creature, that means attacking gives it +2/+2 just by itself. And look, now we're getting an Earth Kingdom Protectors to protect our allies. With how low our curve is, I don't even want a Cycle of Renewal, and I don't even know if I want these Saber-Tooth Moose Lions. I don't care about that. But Earth Kingdom Protectors is just phenomenal. I would love this Compassionate Healer to come back, but I doubt it will. Yeah, we're shaping up to have a deck here. I might run Umashu City just to have a land that can sacrifice, and then it helps cast Jet anyway as like a replacement forest. It's good with Toph and Earthbender's Ascension and Jet. And other than that, I guess the Rebellious Captives also, right? Raucous Audience is looking worse as we just don't have a lot of big creatures, but we need removal, and Rocky Rebuke is at least some amount of removal. Problem is we're not going to have a ton of really big creatures, but because it's an instant, we can attack with Team Avatar, give the creature his stats, and then before blocks Rocky Rebuke to protect our stuff. I would really highly rate the 3-mana 2/3 Death Touch Reach, that when it dies, if you have a lesson, gain 2 life. I think that card would be really good in our deck. I would really highly rate any 1s and 2s, especially those that are allies. Ooh, here's a choice. Do we want Zhong's Deserters or the Compassionate Healer? I want to say the Compassionate Healer is just straight up better for us. This rare is basically unplayable as well. So if we're keeping track, I think that's 4 rares we've seen go around that are just genuinely basically unplayable. Furious Farm Animals is interesting. It's a pretty good early play. Destroying an artifact or enchantment can be relevant. Vengeful Villagers I've been really unimpressed by, but in this deck with the double team Avatar, I actually think I quite like it as like a mid-range way to get pressure through. And I'll take a Cat Owl here. I just don't think I'll play it. I'm not playing a Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Southern Air Temple. We already have a lot of stuff that synergizes with going wide. At this point, I just need stuff that helps me go wide. And ones and threes that will replace themselves. Here, I'll just take the uncommon. Someone else can be the shrine deck. I'll let that happen. All right, second Glider Staff. Sign me up. I think Glider Staff is better than Airbending Lesson generally, and I'm happy to take it. It is sorcery speed essentially, but the fact that you can put things in the air with double team Avatar is incredible. And then we're just getting an Airbender's Ascension. Sure, we're just doing all the things. Airbending Ascension, when it enters, it airbends a target creature, which is super relevant. So you gotta be careful it doesn't airbend non-land permanent like some of the other things do. But that's okay, because if we get this going with like Earth King's Lieutenant or some of our other ETBs like Toph or Jet, it will just get out of hand so fast. We actually don't have a ton of ETBs, but we really want to blink. Invasion Reinforcements makes an extra 1/1. Rebellious Captives can be blinked to reset its exhaust. Oh my goodness. Avatar's Wrath now, too? Yeah, I'll take it. Airbend everything, hard reset. Like 3 basically rares in a row. Well, now these Moose Lions just look really sad. I don't even know how much green I'm playing. Like, I'm almost just mono white. Like, if I had a little bit more white removal, I might just be mono white. But a second reinforcements. He's not legendary, or they're not legendary, which is just huge. I like Compassionate Healer but as much as the next guy, but the Lord is super powerful. Quick ally count. Oh my gosh, you're not an ally? Gross. I hate this card. Why is this card an uncommon? It's not an ally. It's the like white-black sacrifice deck thing, I guess. I don't know. Compassionate Healer is great here. Just more 2-drops that are allies and want to attack is just fantastic. What? Well, I'll take a 6th pick Boomy. And now we're definitely playing the Sumashu City. Earthbender's Ascension goes and gets a land of choice, which can now be red. He's an ally as well. Oh my goodness. What? What are you? Here I actually think I take Glider Kids over Cycle Renewal. I just want the creatures. I would love to be able to go get the lands for like Boomy, but I think the creatures are just better. I can't take the Bifongs and go into another color here. It's just too risky. Aang's Journey? I don't have any shrines, and I don't really like that card at all. I'll just take another Rebellious Captives. You can't stop me. I don't really know what we're doing anymore. This is just yet another case of like, oops, all bombs, and didn't go too well for us last time. I'll take a Cycle of Renewal now, I guess. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out building this. Cabbage Merchant is not an ally, which is sad, but that's okay. Goes and gets a land. I'll just take the uncommon to fill our collection because we're not playing any of those cards. I don't think I'm playing 2 of these, and these cards are just not going to make the cut. So we're at 30 cards. We have so many cuts. Oh my goodness. Farm Animals is a cut. I'll take another uncommon, I guess, to fill in the collection. I don't even know what we're cutting. Raucous Audience now with a Boomy is better, but I still think I cut it. Kind of just doesn't really do much for our deck. Like, we don't have really any 4s that we want to play. With an extra 1, we can't play 3-drop and then play something else really ever. So playing it on 2 doesn't really do anything for us unless we're short on lands, which is sad. Boomy on Airbender's Ascension is crazy. I don't even know. This is such a complicated deck. Double Team Avatar, double Glider Staff. I genuinely think Cutting Fancy Footwork might be in play here with the fact that we have all this like stuff that synergizes with having creatures and it's not a creature, and the other things we have that synergize with creatures are just better. So I'd rather play those. Still need multiple cuts. I'm cutting a Forest Cycler. I'd rather just have like the triple Rebellious Captives, I think. Although we may be cutting one rebellious captive and then running like a 41-17 situation. And this deck is so good. But I'd rather have rebellious captives or compassionate healers. I think 2 of each is maybe the move. And then everything else helps us get there. All right, this is the deck. We're going to do Naya Bombs, I guess. This is insane. Boomy, Avatar's Wrath, and Airbender's Ascension, and Earth King's Lieutenant are like actual rares. Oh, and Earthbender's Ascension. Airbender and Earthbender Ascension. And Teferi's Protection. That's our rares. And then I view Glider's Staff and Team Avatars as like just barely off being a rare. And then every other card we're playing is super high quality. We're a little light on removal, so tempoing out, we may be, cycling a Team Avatar to kill something, and using this Avatar's Wrath effectively is going to be a big deal. But let's see how we roll. We have the potential of this deck to just absolutely steamroll people. Are we running a mountain? Gotta run at least one mountain. Okay, good. All right, let's run it. All right, here we go. Game 1. Lands and spells. I like everything I'm seeing. I'm on the play. We get to go 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. And we have the red land for eventually Boomy. This also casts Jet, because we have white, white, red. Teferi's Protection doesn't really do anything. I'll get in for my 1 first. See what they want to do. End turn. We can now protect the Compassionate Healer, should we decide to play it out. Almost certainly this turn, I'm just playing the Glider Staff, airbending whatever 2-drop they play, and then getting him for 3 and a life gain and a scry. If they play nothing, I just go to attacks. I'm not Teferi's Protectioning my Compassionate Healer, but I will sacrifice the Earthbender to give it indestructible. I think the scries are going to be worth more to me. I do not want any more lands. I'll play the tapped land here. I'm not Teferi's Protectioning ever. Iroh T-Master. Make a clue and then give it to me to make a 2/2. Okay. Pass. I can sack the clue for 3 life. I have literally no sacrifice or life gain effects. I'm just gonna gain 3 life, I guess. Because he counts things I own. Here, I just Glider Staff the 2/2. I don't know if I attack. Would he trade Iroh for this? I really need the creature. I guess I can always sacrifice Amashu City. No. I have Glider Staff and Team Avatar next turn to be able to do like all the things. I can even hold up Teferi's Protection. I think Iroh doesn't do anything for me. Okay, that's a really scary card that we might just lose to. Alright, let's see what we do. We have a Teferi's Protection, I say. Am I racing this? Is that even possible? Team Avatar, it might be. I'm going to play the enchantment. We're not holding up Teferi's Protection this turn. That's going to have to be a fog that saves our life. Gain a life. Glider Kids is amazing. Because we can hold up Teferi's Protection with it. So this turn we're going to take just a crazy amount of damage. I need them to not have a removal spell this turn. Okay. Yeah, we're just getting destroyed. They drew rare, rare, rare. Avatar's Wrath protects us. And we have a Teferi's Protection to stall a turn. Ow, ow. And they Earthbend 2 again. Yeah, this is where the top first Metal Bender just gets out of absolute hand. We can play this. I can't equip the Glider Staff. Another land to the bottom. Dang, this is such a good deck, and we're just like, what were we supposed to do here? Airbender's Reversal, Iroh, Toph, Jet, just all on curve. And we've gone land, even through the filtering. I have to phase out here. I'm not here. So they can't attack. Uncle Iroh. Yeah, if we draw Airbender's Wrath, we literally win here. Cabbage Merchant is very interesting because we can block and then sacrifice the food and protect ourselves. And the Glider Staff on the Glider Kids go for 5. Yeah, this definitely stalls us another full turn cycle because we go to 23 and block the biggest thing on the board. They're giving me a land to make a 1/1 or a 2/2, I guess. Kind of irrelevant seeming. Yeah, they can attack with everything. And then I block one of the 4 power creatures and sacrifice the food to go get a land, because I might as well get a land out of my deck. Doesn't want to trade Iroh. Okay. Nothing has trample. Yeah, you should just attack for everything. I'm always sacking the Cabbage Merchant to gain life, right? Or am I? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 14, 15, 16, 20? So if I just gain the 3 life, I don't die. Although I could die to Lightning Strike. I think I have to get the land out of the deck. Problem is I'm giving up a creature, so I'm reducing my number of draws that win. But I feel like we gotta give ourselves a shot here. I will block Iroh. And then I will sacrifice this food. I will take action. I guess Forest. Oh, Boomy also wins, right? We have a lot of winning draws now, especially with the extra land. Airbender's Ascension doesn't do it, so we have to sack the land. Gotta make sure we're leaving up. I guess we have 4 mana left. I don't even know what we can draw that wins us the game here. We gotta try. Jet would not have been enough. And now we die. Okay. Yeah. Toph, the first Metal Bender, kind of ran away with the game. We never really had the creatures to fight with it. Another first round loss. I don't even understand what we're doing wrong. I'm like playing all the same cards. It's just not playing out the way that my opponents are having their cards play out. And as a result, we are losing and they are winning. All right. Shake it off. Into the next game. This is crazy. This deck is crazy. I don't even... this is how it's been all the drafts. Like, amazing deck. Here's 3 of your 6 forests in the whole deck. Yeah, let's try that again. All right, now we got all our colors. We're going first. We put a land back. I'm obviously playing the Compassionate Healer first because I want to be able to attack with it. Look at that. We even have the Glider Staff or the White Lotus Reinforcements. This is looking pretty good. But against black, what we've experienced is just 6 removal spells straight. That is way too slow. I love seeing that. I'm going to get in for my 3. Gain a life. Yes, please. Next turn we can go Rebellious Captives and Invasion Reinforcements. Or Glider Staff. Whatever they play here. That I just glider staff that? No. I think I just play the invasion rebellious captives and then hold up invasion reinforcements. I'll get him for 3. I don't think they're blocking. Teferi's protection? No. I don't know. Next turn I'm playing glider staff. Yeah, no, I don't think Teferi's protection does much here. We actually want lands for rebellious captive even. Yeah, I'm fine with this trade. We just end the turn. Double white to sack the clue. They have a black 2-drop. We can just glider staff whatever it is this is. Or they have the sack a thing, destroy a thing. Yep. There's only once per turn though. Pass. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna hold the glider staff for sure. I think airbending either a 1/1 or whatever they play here, and then equipping next turn is just way more tempo than airbending my own reinforcements to just replay it for a 1/1. Alright, black white. Oh, boo. That's so yuck. Team Avatar. Swing for 5. I assume they chump block. That's so lame. So it would have been better to airbend our own invasion reinforcements, I guess. Alright. Ain't that something. Alright, I'm gonna go in with the rebellious captives. Well, actually, I think I just go in with the 1/1. It's 1 less damage. But if they have a removal spell, they're not using it on this 1/1 anyway. Yep, this is why. If I had attacked with that, I would have gotten 4 less damage through. Even though it technically would have been threatening more damage total, because it was clear they had a removal spell. We have a ton of great draws. Could draw Boomy. That's really good here. Jet answers it pretty cleanly. And attacking with 1 creature is 6. Attacking with all 3 is 4, so I'll get him for 6. Alright, they're basically in board clear or bust. And that banks on us not having a removal spell afterwards. But Avatar's Wrath does help them quite a bit here. Glider Staff and Airbend my land. They're still dead to Team Avatar. That's why Team Avatar is so crazy. I attack with a 1/1 that's actually a 3/3. Alright. Yeah, that's what our deck can do, and we still even kind of flooded out. Our opponent was a little land screwed. We were a little flooded, but doesn't really matter. Our deck is just absurd. Alright, what we got? What we got? Yeah, this is great. We go turn 2 Compassionate Healer, turn 3 Earthbender's Ascension. Sign me up. Like, oh yeah, that's right. We have an absolutely insane rare. It's almost like we have like 6 of them. I guess Airbender's Ascension isn't like an insane rare, especially not in our deck. It's very okay. This looks like a firebending lesson. Oh, it's not. I like it. This looks like a lightning strike. Yeah, I'm keeping everything on top. I really hope it's not an It'll Quench Ya, but if it is, at least we have top on top. This Plains is a 2/2. I will go get my 1 mountain. Or the cast Jet next turn. If we get to cast Jet next turn, This is getting out of hand. They just play like some creature if it dies to taking 3. Yep. And it's basically game over. I play Jet. Jet kills your 3/2. I get in with another attack. Oh. I actually think I keep Umashu City. I play it, it gives me my Earthbender's Ascension, we have a removal spell for next turn, and then after that I can start animating it off of every land drop. Oh wait, no. It's only... It was a 1/1 counter on a creature. Oh, I should have put Umashu City on the bottom. Okay. Reading the card. Slow down. Cat Owl dies. Play a land. Rocky Rebuke. Swing for 7. Gain a life. This, I don't want any more lands. Thank you. If we draw a land, we can always just sack Umashu City to get an extra card next turn, but that's not really what I want to be doing. I'll just hold up the mana at least and threaten. It also gives trample, which is super relevant as they start possibly playing some bigger creatures. And then kill Jet. And then I put a 1/1 counter on both of my creatures. Earth King's Lieutenant. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to give the Compassionate Healer trample, because I'm about to make it even bigger. And then I'll swing for 8. Team Avatar, excellent. Jump block. They go to 4. Team Avatar now kills them. It's also just a removal spell, so if they just play a creature here, we get to deal 3 to it potentially. Yeah, this is just too much stuff. That's what our deck should be doing. This is what we kind of figured our deck would do. And yet that first game, we just got curved out on like it was nothing. All right. I think this is a must keep. With the cycle of renewal being able to get white, and white also being the main color of our deck. Having the 2-drop gives us an extra draw as well to get to it. So this is a unfortunate, like, you have to keep it 2-lander. I don't love those. But if we draw plains here, or just any land, we're actually totally set. And it's so backbreaking for us if we don't hit, if this gets countered. But I actually am going to just do this main phase. Normally I wouldn't suggest this, but I think it's literally necessary against this, against like blue-white. If that gets countered, our game just is over. Uncommon Momo is very, very good. So I can play Airbender's Ascension. Oh, this is weird. I think I try to play Earth King Lieutenant. They're holding up double blue, but that could just be for the clue, because they had to play a white card. And then I'm just gonna go to combat. See what's up. No blocks, no anything. I will try to play Airbender's Ascension. Rare. Could be Ill-Quenchia. No. Earth King's Lieutenant. I'm not giving you a clue or a Momo trigger. And my Rebellious Captus has a 1/1 counter on it now. Sure, you just cracked the clue. I like it. Airbender's Ascension is going to be pretty easy, hopefully, to get up to 3 or 4, and then we'll start blinking the Earth King Lieutenant. Flexible Waterbender. Okay. I play Compassionate Healer and my Airbent Earth King's Lieutenant. And then I just pass. And now Airbender's Ascension will be triggerable off of just playing Invasion Reinforcements. It will also make my Earth King Lieutenant a 3/3. That's not too relevant because I'm going to start blinking him. They could also just spend their whole turn blowing up Earth Kingdom or Earthbender's Ascension, but this is why this card's so crazy, is like, you don't really want to do that. It feels super yuck. A team Avatar would go crazy here. Waterbend 3, it becomes a 5/2. I'll offer this trade. You have to spend 3 mana to make it a trade. Or a combat trick. Yeah, I don't like this card. Flexible Waterbender. Not very high on it. It's super filler at best. Yeah, sure. You're using combat trick, I guess. That's kind of fine with me. Holding up mana, potentially to just waterbend this guy. I'll play a land. I think I'm going to try Glider Staffing first. I'm going to try and Glider Staff their Flexible Waterbender. All the tempo. Okay. Could still be It'll Quench Ya. But I want this Airbender's Ascension trigger. It's a million things. We make Earth King's Lieutenant big. Uh-huh. And I go to combat. See what they want to do. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they got. Seems like they got something. Jump block. Give it +2/+2. Second, yip. Oh. That's also kind of fine. And then I get to start airbending or blinking this every turn and making a 1/1 for my glider staff. Team Avatar is going to get out of hand really quick. A land means we get to Earthbend Rebellious Captives. I can also at some point just Avatar's Wrath for the full tempo reset. And we have a glider staff to start putting things in the air that are scary for them. Yeah, you should do like water bending, whatever the 1 mana creature doesn't untap thing is on my Rebellious Captives. That seems like a good play. Oh, we're thinking. You have an Airbent Flexible Waterbender. Alright, get him for 1. Do you have an Avatar's Wrath? Maybe. Could be a lot of things here, honestly. It's pretty hard to guess. They have 4 cards. They've played really awkwardly. They have a lot of combat tricks, like Yip and Fancy Footwork are already seen. Wari Grasp. The 1/1? I'm just going to blink that. Oh, and then shuffle it away immediately? Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll just play second Glider Staff on your Waterbender again. And then equip one of my 1/1s with flying and just get in for a ton. Seems great. I'm going to submit 0 on blinking my creatures. They did all that in an effort to make it so that I don't have a 1/1 every turn, essentially. I don't know if that's good enough here. Like, the Airbender's Ascension's a problem, don't get me wrong, but I have a board and double Glider Staff now. They'll be able to block with Momo and hypothetically, like, make a food. It's pretty good. If I draw a land, I'm going to hold up Earthbending Rebellious Captives on Amashu City. We can play Boomy, we can play Jet, we can play all of our top end draws. Barrier's Protection isn't even that bad. If I draw that, I might just equip the Glider Staff and go to combat to protect my stuff. Teferi's Protection does work against like Avatar's Wrath because I'm literally not here. My creatures aren't here, so you can't airbend my board. I feel like if they had that though, they would have just done that last turn. It clears both my tokens, removes the 2 counters from Rebellious Captives, gives them a Momo trigger, gives them a Forecasting Fortune Teller trigger. Wow, are we doing this again? Tapping out our board to be able to shuffle away my Rebellious Captives too? I mean, you have to do it before I untap, because if I play a land, I'm immediately putting Amashu City in play. The problem is it doesn't permanently remove them, so you're actually giving me better draws statistically long term. I assume they're keeping up Momo to block. Otherwise, I just Glider Staff, my 2 flyers. Make 2 flyers. Yep, they're just doing it. They're leaving up Momo. We drew the land. Sad. Still going to play it out. I'm going to equip on different creatures so that they can't trade for Momo. They go to 2. I have an Avatar's Wrath. I do not want to blink anything. Now that we have triple white, we can draw Fumashu City, and potentially we would okay, Momo again. Still leaving up mana. If they play a 4-drop here, they don't know it, but they're dead. 3-drop? Good game. Yep, it's over. Do you see the play? So, Avatar's Wrath, I get to choose a creature not to get airbent. The risk here was Momo, when they leave the battlefield, including by being airbent, makes a food. But because they are now tapped out, and they have no way to use their mana, I can Avatar's Wrath, selecting my creature, choose up to 1 target creature, then airbend all others. Yes, I want to keep my token. And then I airbend everything else. They can technically flexible waterbender, but at 2 health, that's the game. If they had left up 2 mana, they would have been able to choose to make a food with Momo and then sacrifice it to live. Sacrifice said food to live. But they would have still been in a pretty tough spot, as I would have put them back to 2. Regardless, that's a win. We're at 3. That's usually our minimum breakpoint to call a draft acceptable. I think with this set of rares, we want more. Do not press 6. It's a fun name. 1-drop, 2-drop. Avatar's Wrath on the top end. Looks pretty good to me. We're on the draw. Being on the draw, generally speaking, is less ideal, but I'm keeping hands with my 2 main colors and a 1-drop and a 2-drop. So, can't make me not. See what they do here. Forecast and Fortune Teller, sure. I'm going to play Rebellious Captives. And I'm just going to pass. Alright, possibly like a mono blue situation, possibly a 2-color deck where they kept a blue hand because they had Forecasting Fortune Teller to draw cards with. Looking more like mono blue, and it's looking more like this Avatar's Wrath is going to be a total blowout when we get a chance to play it. Glider Staff's pretty good, but I'm going to get the Glider Kids down first. Get my Scry. Airbender's Ascension's fantastic. No attacks. They can just block with the 1/3 on the 2/2, so the block doesn't really do anything. Draw off the clue. Tells me they may be mana screwed here. Or they just had 2-drop and they knew they were drawing off the clue anyway. I'm tapped out, so order doesn't really matter. If they attack with the Iguana Parrot, I probably don't block it. They bounce their own guy to make it so the parrot can attack. No block. Interesting. Well, here, I think I have a pretty easy play, which is I'm going to go to combat and attack with the 2/2 and the 2/3 in the air. Get in for 6. And then I'm going to Airbender's Ascension my own Glider Kids and replay it for the extra Scry and essentially Vigilance and a trigger on Airbender's Ascension. And a Plains is perfect. Next turn we can Glider Staff and Invasion Reinforcements. Oh, they are 2 colors, although they may just be splashing for something. Interesting. Well, now we know if they play like a red creature here, like imagine they play like a red 5-drop that doesn't impact the board, or a 4-drop like Zuko, or what's the Rough Rhino Cavalry? Cavalry? Yuyan Archers. Okay. Well, Avatar's Wrath next turn is looking better by the moment. That makes it worse, but we can like Avatar's Wrath everything but the Glider Kids, and then oh, I won't be able to replay anything this turn. We're getting very close here to being able to do all the things. The 2/3 reach is super annoying, actually. Playing the Plains no matter what. I could Glider Staff the Parrot and then equip this to Glider Kids. Yeah, I like that. So I play Glider Staff, the Parrot, and then to keep my pressure up, we're just going to equip this right away, go to combat. We still have an Earth Kingdom Protectors to save it if they play like the Watery Grasp to give this +1/+1. They did have a pause there, but they didn't pause on me airbending this, so I don't feel like it's the hexproof one, because why wouldn't you just hexproof the Glider Staff trigger? Rowdy Snowballers, that's fine. Uh-huh. And then just replay the Parrot. And then just replay the Parrot. I can't imagine there's a world where you don't. So I can Avatar's Raft everything but the Rebellious Captives and then get in for 2, and then they can't cast any of these cards, and if they play the Parrot, that's even better. They basically just can't cast their hand. Okay. I think I'm Avatar's Wrathing here. This seems like the time. They have like... Oh, they have no attacks. I mean, they're not attacking with this 3/1, right? My turn. Yeah, Rocky Rebuke next turn seems great. I'll airbend everything except for the Rebellious Captives, please. And get in for 2. These 4 cards are not castable next turn. And then we're going to be able to hopefully trigger our Ascension next turn. Firebending Lesson. Seems fair. If we draw a land, that would be great. Any untapped land. Ideally, best draw in our deck is a Mountain or a Plains, because it means we can cast Jet or Boomy. Mountain means we can cast Jet or Boomy. Plains means we can cast Jet. Crack the Clue. This is all a great sign. And then holding up mana. Double blue means I'd rather play the Glider Kids first and get my Scry in case this is Idolquentia. Put a quest counter, give me a Scry. Land, but it's a forest. I don't want this. Do I care if they Idolquentia? I care if they Idolquentia Invasion Reinforcements, I think. If I go to combat, do they have something holding priority? They do. What is double blue that holds priority here? It could be Island Cycling. I'm just worried it's Idolquentia. I think it's worth it to try and get the Airbender's Ascension down. I feel like this is island cycling. Dink, dink. And now we're going to start making 1/1s every turn. I think that's better than the scry here because we have plenty to do next turn. So I'm not worried about guaranteeing I have a draw. And with a team Avatar in hand, going wider is just going to get worse and worse for them. Next turn we can play Earth Kingdom Protectors. Oh, they drew another red source. They can play out their hand now of defensive cards, including the tap down and stun. But our board's just going to get so wide so fast and start attacking with really oppressive creatures. I assume they're looking for a 6th land here. Oh, they already played a tapped land. Never mind. Because 6 lands means that they can play 3 airbent things, because they're all 2. A second Yuyan Archers. You got it. I assume this is the tap and freeze. Yep. Problem is, I get to play Earth Kingdom Protectors, and then Team Avatar, +X+X. So when something attacks, it will get +5/+5. I will give myself pseudo vigilance with this because there's no way they're blocking because I have the indestructible. So they, or no, there's no way they're killing it. So they chump block, move to my end step. I want another 1/1 for my team Avatar. Unfortunately, the deal 1 damage Iroh's demonstration is particularly good here. I can sack the Earth Kingdom Protectors to protect the 1/1 that makes 1/1s if they do that, but it does kill 3 creatures. Okay, that's fine. Oh, into Iroh's demonstration. That's the exact card. Let's see if they did it right. They get a 1/1 counter. Alright. So I give +1/+1 and indestructible to my 1/1 that makes 1/1s. Yuyan Archers has reach. This has indestructible, friend. And that was your only way to block my flyer. Interesting choices you've made. I really want to get an Earthbender's Ascension down, but we don't even have a land drop this turn, so it's kind of irrelevant. So I think I'd rather just do Rebellious Captives. Equip the Glider Staff onto Glider Kids to make it even bigger. Oh, I only have 5 mana. Well, in that case, I'm just going to play Earthbender's Ascension, because it makes another creature. Make a forest into a dude, why not? Go get our mountain. First counter on that. Swing with the Glider Kids in the air. The Guru does not have reach. And blink Invasion Reinforcements to make another 1/1. Sure. Our Amulet Ascension has 12 counters on it. Kind of irrelevant, though. Alright. I'm at 17. At this point, I'm thinking of, like, mythics that get them back in the game, like the frickin' bird. Sure, this gives me a trigger on Earthbender's Ascension. I guess there's no point in equipping the Glider Staff. My stuff already is big enough as it is. I do want the Rocky Rebuke up, and I want to hold up Rebellious Captives Earthbending. Gonna go to attackers. I attack with the Glider Kids. It gets so much stats. I'm not going to Rocky Rebuke. They have all their mana up. It's clear they have something. I'm not going to try and push lethal. Let's see what they want to do. Got 8. Hey, that's the card. Yuck. That's a big reacher, huh? Alright. It's a 7/7, so then they double block. Does this have ward? I kill this. Awesome. I'm gonna give the Glider Staff to the Rebellious Captives. Seems funny, but I think it's the most likely next thing to be able to attack because it can pump itself. And we'll make another 1/1 for our Team Avatar pump abilities. It also just, eventually we're hitting a point of go wideness. They did draw like 3 cards off of that, I guess. So I have a 7-card hand now, but my board's really big. And even with 9 mana, you know, you have 1 flyer in the deck, on deck with Iguana Parrot. On deck, pirate. And then, yeah, I mean, my board is just getting kind of out of hand. It's just going too wide. They're getting too low. Right, next turn we can Rebellious Captives, Earthbend onto the Earthbent land, and then maybe I just attack with everything. Okay, they did have a land, that makes sense. Man, Washi Tong is so good. Wow, such a good card. Another deal 1 to the board. That's really sad. Well, now Glider Kids is our target for our Airbender's Ascension. And another flyer. Wow. Alright. Well, Earthbender's Ascension's getting up there. And we don't really have... They have to just chump block the Rebellious Captives. Because it's a 6/6. And I can pump it with my Earthbending. Yep. Warbend 4, draw a card. You can't double block, it just dies. Okay. And I shall end my turn and scry 1, please. The other option was I exhausted and then reset it, but it has counters. Or it doesn't have counters. Yeah, any creature here is great. I might be sacking Omashu City next turn anyway. Well, actually, we're going to Earthbend on Omashu City. We're getting to a point where we can just go wide instead of attacking with just one thing. That turn, attacking with one thing just forced a chump block. Waterbending lesson, kind of irrelevant. The Guru's been putting in work, though. A lot of lessons. They're down to 11 cards in library as well, which is super relevant. Like 5, 10 lands on board, none in graveyard. So of these 16 cards, we expect that like 6 or 7 of them are lands. So, you know, about the right ratios still. If they want to remove Rebellious Captives, I can still just blink it with, or use its exhaust ability in response, and because it targets the land, very hard to interrupt. Oh no! Watery Grasp. It doesn't untap, huh? Yeah. And then you can Waterbend 5 and shuffle it away, which you basically have to do. Does mean I shuffle my library too, so the Compassionate Healer on top goes away. Waterbend 5 means you're now getting rid of a blocker. I guess that's net neutral. Spend 2 mana, make 2 things to tap. And clues don't have to tap to sacrifice. That's pretty good. But you can spend 3 mana and these 2. Pass. I do this. It doesn't really matter. I want another creature. We want Glider Kids to be able to attack and trigger all the stuff. I play Compassionate Healer. They have to leave up Waterbending 5 or I get to save the Rebellious Captives, which is very bad for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I move the Glider Staff over, then I don't have enough mana if I successfully blink Rebellious Captives to Yeah, I'm just gonna attack with Glider Kids. Comes a 7/8. They have to leave up Waterbending 5, otherwise I get to blink this and reset it and save it from the Wari Grasp. So no matter what, I can only spend 2 mana here. Abandoned attachments. Put a 1/1 counter. That's irrelevant. Unless you have the Firebending lesson, but that's another 2 cards you're drawing. You're down to 9 cards in library. You have to chump block. And now before damage, you have to Waterbend 5. Otherwise, I get to blink Rebellious Captives again. And I smartly kept up the mana, so I will be able to exhaust it afterward. The 1 mana untap target creature, it gets +1/+1 and hexproof thingy. Makes it so it trades with Glider Kids. Waterbend 4. Discard and before blocks? What? We haven't blocked. What 1 mana way is there? Oh, and then now you untap it. I see. And now they trade. All of this happens. And now you can block and trade. But now I get to free my Rebellious Captives and Earthbend 2 again next turn. I go to my end step, and now I blink this. And I have 6 mana up to Earthbend 2 next turn. I don't know what's going on here. I guess it saves them like a turn. We're now on a clock on your deck, a clock on health, a clock on the board state. Draw 3 more cards. Heck yeah, go ahead. I assume you're just discarding a land at this point. Yep. We have 5. And another, yeah, draw 2 more cards. I'm at 17 health, like, what am I worried about? Okay. It's a lot of abandoned attachments, friend. Discarding a land, yeah. I mean, this is kind of crazy, actually, how many lessons they have with the Wan Shitan. Are we trying to mill ourselves? Oh, we successfully milled ourselves. I appreciate you, opponent. That is an honorable death. An honorable death in the arena. So, 4 copies of abandoned attachments? That's crazy. There's no way that's right. Like, they don't do anything on the board. Like, I like abandoned attachments. I think it's an easy way to get a lesson in the graveyard. It's even a way to get 2 lessons in the graveyard at instant speed for like the if you have 3 lessons synergies that are all throughout this set. I can't believe that running 4 of them is right though. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, a little worried because it arena crashed, but looks like we're in. Looks like it's working. We kept the hand quickly just to make sure that we're not losing out on our like time little things, but it looks like we've gotten ourselves stable. Turn to Deserter's Disciple. Do I Glider Staff or Team Avatar? I don't really like Rocky Rebuking. With no other creatures, I think I just Glider Staff. I don't want to like further incentivize them to remove this 2/2. They don't know it, but I don't have creatures to back this up. And Team Avatar, if I play it, I feel like they just kill it. Oh, they're land screwed. This is going to get real bad for them pretty fast. So we're going to get in the air here. No reason to play Team Avatar because this is the same amount of mana. That means I get to keep up Rocky Rebuke. Pass. No, that's fine. You can have 2. What does red-green get you? Uncle Iroh. Yeah, I think I will bite Uncle Iroh. He's a 4-power creature, makes lessons cheaper, fire bends, all the things I don't want to see. It's gonna sound a little crazy, but I actually think I hold up to Fairy's Protection here, because next turn I have the land to Earthbend this, and if they kill this, it's really bad for me. Reach! Pass. Well, I don't like that choice, because I can Earthbend. Do they not see the onboard trick? Yeah, go blocks. I Earthbend 2 and put 2/1 counters on this? You wanted a clue that bad? Well, now I have 2 creatures, so Team Avatar is even better, and we're now holding up to Aang's Shelter with the Team Avatar next turn. It's looking, everything's coming up Millhouse after the arena crash. You might be able to steal one here. It looks like they're pretty mana screwed. I'm just going to play Team Avatar and hold up a Teferi's Protection for... I don't even know what removal spell actually kills this soon-to-be 7/7 flyer. Nothing I can think of. I assume they're just cracking the clue here. But if they were cracking the clue to try and hit a land, wouldn't they have wanted to do that last turn? Cycle of Renewal. I see. Well, that hits a land. Problem is, with a Teferi's Protection, playing just a hard removal spell here doesn't do it. Like, you can try to shuffle it away, I guess. I don't know if 4 mana, what does 4 mana even do? Like, if they play like a Rowdy Snowball, or yeah, I don't even know like what even in the game. Like Boomy's Bash isn't big enough to. Oh, it is. Boomy's Bash kills it, but we have just straight up a Teferi's Protection. So there was like very. It would be very difficult for us to lose that game. They could have played like a Reacher or a Flyer to chump block, but hey, we got 3 gems. All right, 5 wins to profit. Ugh, we have needed this. We need to capitalize here. 7 wins or bust. No, I'm actually pretty happy with 5 wins already, but I think this deck definitely has the capacity to go 7. Yeah, this seems pretty good. Earth King's Lieutenant into making it an immediate 3/3 with a Glider Staff to back it up. Jet's a little hard to cast with our opening hand here, but plenty of time to get to the Jet. This is just too good of a start to mulligan. In theory, this is when Earth King Lieutenant's at its worst, just playing it as a 1/1 on turn 2. I would rather see any ally on turn 2 here, but I could play. So we have 2 Rebellious Captives, 2... I still don't think I hold it, especially against an Abandoned Air Temple. That's terrifying. We are not winning the long game anymore. That means we need to get going. That's fine, because it doesn't block this. Ding, ding. And then I have a Glider Staff if they play something else this turn. Bant. So Bant allies, I would assume. Nice. Cool. That means we can play Jet next turn. So we will play the Glider Staff here. Airbend the Avatar Enthusiasts and get in for 3 because they just block the 2. They have a free block on the 2/3/1/3. I'm tapped out. They just took 2 damage for no reason. And we have a Jet now. Yep, that's what we expect. Zhong's Deserters, Avatar Enthusiast becomes a 4/4, assumably. Pretty good here. Problem is, instead of playing Jet, I can play Compassionate Healer, make this a 4/4, and then put it in the air, make it a 5/5, and just start swinging. So now they do need hard removal. The issue is going to be this Glider Staff for them. The 1/1 counters don't matter. Also, they don't have white. Interesting. They have blue, blue, green, green, and the air temple. Oh, their own Earth King Lieutenant is a good start. And Aerial Artisan, 3/1 artifact creature of flying. Yeah, I'm not blocking a 7/7. So I jet the 1/3 so that they can't make things be flyers. And I don't have great attacks, but this gains me a life and scries and trades for sure with a card, which I like. I don't want this. And they go to 1, so yeah, I get to kill the 2/3 here. Yeah, trading down creatures seems okay when they have the Earth King's Lieutenant and Avatar Enthusiast and an Air Temple. I'm killing them in the air either way. They don't have red, so I'm not particularly worried about double strike here. That's the only reason I would block, is if they had red for the Twin Blades to kill me. Uh-huh. Yip Yip gives flying. That's pretty unfortunate. But I have trample. This is really interesting. So, one way we could do this is Earth King Lieutenant has trample. So it's the best thing to attack with, because if they just give something flying with Yip Yip, it still just trades through. Alternatively, if they just have a removal spell here, like the 2 allies deal their damage or a Rocky Rebuke, moving the thing over to Jet, since it's the thing I most want to die, is best. They could also have Wan Shi Tong, in which case keeping the Trampler is better. I'm going to go on they have just some removal spell, and therefore the best thing to have my Glider Staff, or the best thing to have die, is Jet. Because when Jet dies, I put counters on things anyway, doesn't have Vigilance, blah, 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 blah. And then funny enough, because I have Trample, I can actually still attack with the rest of my board, because they have to double block this to not die, but then White Lotus Reinforcements kills them. That doesn't matter. So they could have like Airbending Lesson here, for example. The Airbending Lesson kills them if I just attack with everything. We found the path. Yeah, even Yip Yip on Avatar Enthusiast isn't going to be enough. They need 2 things. Airbender's Reversal to kill a attacking creature. Put 2/1/1 counters on my creatures. Ding, ding. Next. Do we also have... Oh no, Trample kills them. Bing, bong, boom. Trample. We got Trample. That's 6 wins. Yeah, this is the type of deck that if I don't get 7 wins with, I quit the game. Honestly, yesterday's deck also kind of felt like that, but hey, you know, we gotta take what we can run with. Okay. Okay, deck. I go first. Triple early play. I think I gotta keep this. We have green as well, so it gets all of our fixers if we find them. I mean, I would take Earthbend. Oh, we just naturally draw planes. Okay, we're cool. We're chilling. No stress. Never was stressed. Wasn't even worried about this opening. Alright, probably Earthbending. I would expect to see like red, green, green, white, that kind of stuff. Alright, let's see what you got. Nothing. I scry. With my little eye. No more lands. This makes it so we can cast Boomy and Jet. I don't think I can keep it though. We have multiple ways to shuffle. We have multiple ways to go get that if we need it. Oh, I'm Rocky Rebuking that for sure. for sure in the lessons deck. No, thank you. However, I don't think I'm doing that this turn. I think this turn I just attack with everybody. Ding, ding. I guess I play Compassionate Healer, and then I hold up Rocky Rebuke. Rumble Arena. They discarded a lesson. They would need to have 2 lessons for me to be punished by this. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Now, land did mean that if we get to 6 lands, we get to play... Ooh, the Earth King. That's a problem. Okay. Another land. No reach on this board. I think I use Rocky Rebuke to try and trade with the bear. If they're only 4 power creature, we have to put Boomy on the bottom. That's really sad. Not worth holding in our hand. This all makes sense. And then I use the one that's dying anyway, just in case they have shenanigans. Kill this off. Yeah, the Earth King basically 3-for-1'd us, but we're putting the pressure on. Earth King does that. It's a 4-mana 6/6, right? Like, problem is they don't have flying, and so this Glider Kids is just going to continue to get better. We have reinforcements to go wide, but possibly get tricky and double block the Katara when they're not expecting it. Boomy's Bash. Okay. Good removal. I will absolutely double block Katara. They do not attack with her. I'm playing the invasion reinforcements. Oh, they have some form of a lesson here. Hey, that's a good draw. That's a real good draw. I don't think I attack with everything here. I don't think it makes sense. There's too many things they can have that are just good. Team Avatar is incredible. Soka? And then cast... Oh, wow. 1/1 counter and indestructible. Nice. Okay. Yeah, Team Avatar is going to be a problem for them, though. Although Katara is going to be a problem for me. I don't love that, because it means they get back the Scry. But I can just choose not to kill it. Unless they just chump with only it. Depends on how they want to block here. I'm definitely killing the 4/4 instead of the land that gives you a Scry. Absolutely. We need them to stop drawing gas. Oh my goodness. 4/4 flyer. Firebending 2. Okay. Avatar's Wrath can keep us in this, I guess. I will double block. Well, no, actually. Oh, it doesn't kill both. It means I'm left with just invasion reinforcements as a 1/1. I mean, I guess we're playing Avatar's Wrath or Bust already. It is brutal. Earthbender's Ascension. Shuffle and put the mountain back, or... Yeah, shuffle and put Boomy back in play. Kind of like that, actually. And then I can now attack with this forest, and it becomes a 4/4, so they can trade with Aang for it, or chump block. We're at 21, so we actually have they have a long ways to go here. Firebend 2, crack the clue for free. Oh, whenever you do any of them, draw a card. Jeez, it's so good. They have Katara to Waterbend, so they need to Earthbend and Airbend. That doesn't do anything. It's just a 4/4. They're just playing stuff. Okay. Airbender's Ascension is only on a creature. Huh? I guess I'm doing it on invasion reinforcements. and then just replaying it to get 2 triggers on Team Avatar. And, what's it called? Yeah, this becomes a 5/5 attacker. So it only kills one thing. I don't know. I think we gotta just keep putting the pressure on here. We get this land back, so they can trade with the 4/4. Or just trump block. Yeah, that's like best case scenarios. They're just paying. They're just chump blocking for a scry. Removes one thing from the board. We're at 17. Avataring in the air every turn gets to deal 4 and draw a card. And then Katara draws 2 cards off of water bending. Yeah, this is a cool deck. Rumble Arena on turn 2 really did a lot for them, as did the Herbalist. They're basically green-blue splashing Avatar Aang off of red and white. And Sokka and Boomy's Bash seems pretty good. Ow. Seems pretty good. So they have Earthbent, or Airbent and Waterbent. Cycle of Renewal. Kind of cheeky, actually. Because I can, if they block this now, I can get an... Oh, okay. That's a lot of rares, dude. Yeah. Why is it up +1/+1? Oh, Diligent Zookeeper. Sure. I get a land, and then I just pass. Yeah, this is so over, man. Avatar, Aang, Unagi. It's a pretty cool deck. Earth King really was actually the thing that blew us out. Funny enough. Okay. Forcing a chump block. I respect it. Draw a card. Pass the blocks. I block the Unagi. It doesn't have trample. I go to 5. Hilarious that we're not out of this because of Avatar's Wrath. I assume we're waterbending to draw 2 cards. Why wouldn't we? Using the Firebend 2. What do you flip even to? Spells cost Wooburg less to cast. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may transform them back. If you do, you gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4/1 counters, and deal 4 damage to each opponent. Yeesh. I kind of respect it if you are able to do that. You're in green, so I assume you have some way to earthbend. Oh yeah, you do. You have a Badger Mole and an earthbending lesson. Oh, and then you waterbend again. Nice. Scry 2, you got it. Yeah, we're totally in this if we draw Airbender or Avatar's Wrath. Isn't that crazy? Because I can't recast any of these cards. I go get white. This puts a counter on invasion reinforcements. Dink. They have 1 mana up. Is it Firebending Lesson? If it's Firebending Lesson, that's disgusting. Oh, they have 2 because they could use it for lessons. Fantastic. Go get a basic land. Down to 11 cards. Ah, we drew a land. Fear my 4/4 trample. Rarg. You got me, man. Alright, cool deck. Avatar Aang. Very cool. 6 and 2. Let's see if we can close it out with a 7 winner here. Would really love to do that. Either way, this is a unique score for us so far. We've had no 6-win decks, and we've also had no 7-2s. So either way, this is our final game, ending on 7-2 or 6-3. We're playing for about 400 gems in this game, and I think a pack. All right, here we go. White-red, but with a Compassionate Healer Glider Staff on the play. And we're not a red deck. We're a green deck. It's fine. I actually want to play the Mountain because they'll play around red cards that I don't have, which I like. Obviously, the best card in our deck right now is Forest. Okay. Do they take Glider Staff or Team Avatar? They take the reinforcements. That's weird. Alright, I play Team Avatar. Get him for the extra damage. Second Compassionate Healer is fantastic. In case they kill this one. I assume they did that because they have a kill spell. I didn't play my creature first because I have to keep the forest on top. It is bad tempo because next turn we just have the glider staff, but it does not matter. Ruinous Waterbending is really bad for us. The -2/-2 to the board. Can't do nothing about it. Secret Tunnel. Nice. I love this card. Earth Kingdom General. Okay. Have you seen this Plains? You haven't. I play this forest. I play the glider staff. I airbend Secret Tunnel. I move this onto one of the Compassionate Healers. I just attack with the 1. I lose a life and a little bit here, but I don't lose any damage because it's the same amount of damage. It gets +2/+2, Compassionate Healer done 2, and I have no interest in trading with this Earth Kingdom General. My creatures are worth a lot more to me right now than their creatures are. Another 2 life is pretty good for them. They are tapped out. Avatar's Wrath. Oh man. I might play that here. Let's scry first. Rebellious Captives is great. Yeah, I'm just playing this out, actually. And then I'm going to go Plains, Avatar's Wrath. I'm going to keep the one that's already equipped with the glider staff. Airbend everything else. They can't cast those cards. But I can recast mine. They are losing ground. Sold out, sure. Creature. Glider staff. Hard reset. Another scry, another 5 damage, another life. I don't want these lands. That's so many lands to the bottom, isn't it? Got 2 lands to the bottom already. I'm not going to move the glider staff over. I want them, if they're going to remove something, to remove the Compassionate Healer, because Rebellious Captives is already the better creature because I can exhaust it. They do get to gain some life off of Earthbending. But right now they're dead on board. 5 for 5. Okay. That does not gain them life again because Earth Kingdom General is only once per turn. But perhaps they have a trick here? Well, Rocky Rebuke sure helps. This is 5 in the air. Red, green, and 1. Nothing has reach. I see no point in doing this when I can hold up a removal spell instead. Because I feel like it's more likely they can give something, or they have a fight. Destroy target creature with no counters on it. That's really sad for me. I can't do anything about that. Another land to the bottom, though. Pretty happy to see that. And I'm just going to end my turn in Earthbend. Next turn. Or on their turn. They do have the life gain, but we're at 26, so... Oh, wow. Just immediately sacking the land. I guess they're basically dead on board because of the glider staff equip. Right now, if they have 1 removal spell, they're not dead because they just kill whatever attacks. Okay, that's a good game. And then I just Earthbend. This Plains. And I play my land. I equip to the flyer. It has no reach. So I just swing in the air. And that's 7 wins. Back in the trophy column. About gosh dang time. It has been a while since we got a trophy in this set. It's been pretty mean to us, but wow, this was the deck that was going to get there. I would have been shocked if it didn't even put up a run for it. But let's check it out real quick before we send it away. Uh, our rares were incredible. I showed it at the beginning. Avatar's Wrath, Boomy's Bash, Earthbender's Ascension, Teferi's Protection, Earth King Lieutenant, and an Airbender's Ascension. This is just absurd. And then we had multiple what I call like pseudo rares. These are cards that I think are very close to being rare quality and are just short. And then look at the rest of our deck, right? We have removal. We're a little removal light, honestly. Jet removal as well. And then ways to go get fixing. And everything else is an ally. Double White Lotus reinforcements, earth bending, like the whole works. Could have been a little better on the land base, maybe like one more dual land or a rumble arena, but yeah, this is an easy trophy kind of deck. Like it's really hard to lose. We never even cast the Boomy, right? Like it's the only one we never cast. We actually put it away, but Glider Staff and Team Avatar pulled their weight. All right, that's a 7 winner. See you in the next one.